Hey G fans, GojiFan93 here, and welcome to another video review. In this video I will be discussing Jurassic Park 3. So this is the third film in the original Jurassic Park trilogy. And this one I would say is pretty much regarded as the worst one in the trilogy. I would agree with that a little bit, but you know, I'll save my final verdict for at the end of the video. So this one, Jurassic Park 3. Now, I watched it a couple days ago, so I probably forgot a couple points because the movie was a little bit forgettable, somewhat. The difference with this film, instead of Jeff Goldblum being the main character, now we have the original main character from the first one. So he's back, and pretty much, I'm going to try to summarize the plot really quickly here for you guys. Basically, at the beginning of the film, there are these people who are like, I forgot what that whole thing's called, but when, you know, you're parasailing or something like that, maybe, I don't remember what it's called. But there's this kid with his dad, and they're doing this that sport, whatever it's called, near the island where the dinosaurs are, Site B or whatever. And they're not supposed to be there. So what ends up happening is obviously, yeah, they get stranded on the island, and the dad, I guess, is dead, and the kid goes missing. So his parents, which actually that guy was his stepfather, because then we see that his mother and his real father, they were divorced. Her mother, you know, got married to that guy, and now she's back with her ex-husband to find their son because they found out that they were missing. So what they decide to do is they decide to pretend that they are like these entrepreneur people, that they have like this enterprise, and that they're like these big shot people. So they get they contact the guy from the, I don't remember his name, sadly, I'm sorry. They contact the guy from the first movie, the main character from the first movie, and oh, I also forgot to mention, a big FU to the audience, that the main character did not marry the girl that was in the first one. She ran off with some other dude and had a family with that guy. So what the hell? I mean, we all thought that at the end of the first movie that they were going to get together and marry and have some kids or something like that, but apparently not. This movie, they're like, nope, we're not going to do it that way. So, yeah. So that was a little bit disappointing to see that. It was like really, really odd. But anyway, so he decides to see these people, they have dinner, and then they discuss that, hey, we need you to come to the island because, or, you know, just to observe. Once again, it's always that observe saying that they always do. But they're not going to, like, land and do, like, well, they tell him that they're not going to land. They just want to, like, see some sightseeing. They just want to, you know, because they said they go on vacation a lot. They just see the world and all that. A really weird line is that they said that they have, like, front row seats reserved for when they go to the moon or something like that. Like, when they said that line, I was very confused. I'm like, huh? Like, these guys are kind of sketchy already. So, anyways, so he says that he doesn't want to, because obviously reasons. He knows that, you know, he doesn't want to deal with the dinosaurs because, you know, yeah, he had that experience. The same way Jeff Goldblum in the second one was hesitant to go deal with the dinosaurs as well. But basically what buys him is money, because for his archaeologist site or whatever his kind of business, you know, to keep that site up for a little bit more, he needs some money. So the guy was saying he just basically wrote him a blank check and was like, look, I'll put any money that you want on here to get you to come with us. Because, you know, you're the best of the best. You've seen these things firsthand. So so he decides to go with him. He also brings one of his pupils, I guess. This kind of one student who I guess is studying under him or something like that. So they go, and all of a sudden we find out that he was obviously lied to, because these guys, they're actually nothing. They're not entrepreneurs. They're not vacationer people, whatever. They just made up this whole elaborate scheme just to go find their son. So yeah, pretty much that's the plot of the third one. Not a bad plot. I mean, you know, it's a good excuse to get back onto the island and more dinosaur action. But this one definitely does not have a lot of. It has like zero magic to it. You know, it doesn't have any of them like majestic, like really beautiful scenery of the dinosaurs, you know, walking around and all that. This one's like a straight up action film, and you know, that's not really necessarily a bad thing, but it kind of takes away of what the first film was. It's kind of more aligned with the second film was, of just kind of wanting to make more money with this franchise, and you know, not really having a lot of passion to it. And this one, the third one, wasn't directed by Spielberg, so yeah, they have like a completely different director for it. So that's also why it's probably not the best one. Anyway, so we get basically our new villain in this one, and this was kind of a shock. I mean, I already saw a Nostalgia Critic's review of it, so I knew that this part was coming up, but still watching it, I kind of wish that it didn't happen. But we have this new dinosaur that's basically replacing the T-Rex, because the T-Rex was the main, I guess you would say, villain or opponent to the main characters, the main antagonist, in the first two films. But this one, he's now replaced by, I don't remember what this dinosaur is, what the name is for his species or whatever, but he kills the T-Rex in like nothing. I mean, they have a duel for like a second, and then he just snaps his neck. I mean, he snaps a T-Rex's neck. What? That just blew my mind when he did that. So yeah, but you know, I'm not gonna say that he wasn't like this. This dinosaur was pretty cool though. I think a lot of people give him a lot of bad rap because he killed the T-Rex, but I liked him though. I think he was a cool dinosaur. I really didn't have a problem with him. So yeah, so you know, we get all these action scenes and stuff. The music is they play more of the main theme in this one than they did with the second one, so there's a lot of familiarity with it when it comes to the music in this. The special effects, they're kind of the same of what they were with the second one. They're not as good CGI, but they still use a lot of good puppets, a lot of good animatronics. I'm really glad that they still used that. I believe this movie came out in 2001, and a lot of action films at the time were using CGI more, but I'm glad that they still used a lot of animatronics. It made it still seem authentic, and I really like that. But once again, the animatronics weren't as good as the first one. I don't know why, since the budget, they were probably running out. I don't know. So anyways, but you know, the movie, it's not that bad of a movie. I think once again, when you watch Nostalgia Critic's review, because I know that he probably is one of the most popular reviews of the Jurassic Park movies, he really tears this movie to shreds. But he also says that this film was not. It doesn't take itself seriously, and I feel like that's a really good observation of the movie, is to go into this movie and not look at it as you know, taking it as serious, because it's not. I don't think you're supposed to come into this movie thinking that, you know, oh, they're gonna make it as good as the first one. Definitely don't take this movie seriously. It's a straight up action film. It's not anything special. It's kind of generic, but you know, I mean, it's fun. I enjoyed it. I did. It was just entertaining, you know, and I had to turn my brain off, basically, you know, for it. But pretty much after watching all the Jurassic Park movies, now I'm a little bit excited to see, you know, Jurassic World, the new Jurassic Park movie that's coming out next year. But you know, but after watching all these films, I'm still not a huge fan, per se. I enjoyed the films, but I'm not now a diehard Jurassic Park fan. I'm still not really, you know, into it. Like I said, am I gonna see the new movie in theaters? I don't know. Maybe. You know, if I got someone to take it to, or you know, if I got someone to go with, or whatever. But at the moment right now, I don't really want to, or I don't really think I will. But you know, I still enjoyed watching all the Jurassic Park movies. The first one really was definitely the most memorable one. The other two are just straight up like action films. They're not really anything special. But if you turn your brain off and you just go into it thinking of it as a fun, family friend, well, it's not really family friendly, but I mean, it kind of does have that family element to it for kids. You know, going into it thinking like just entertainment-wise action movie, then it's fine with dinosaurs in it. So not really one of the worst films I've ever seen. By far, it's not. It's just, you know, it's just an alright film. It's just an action movie, and it's, you know, with not a lot of meat to it. But that's pretty much it. I don't really have a lot to talk about with this movie, because it just kind of, you know, now they're like really scraping the bottom of the barrel here. But yeah, so hopefully the new Jurassic Park movie is a little bit more meaty. You know, hopefully it has more of the elements of the first one, and it kind of, you know, takes away, or you know, it doesn't keep the things that the other two did. But yeah, so I finally watched all the Jurassic Park movies, and so that's it for these reviews. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed my Jurassic Park movie reviews, and when the new one comes out, whenever I see it, I'll do a review of that as well. So that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay big, G fans.